My boyfriend, 20's niece cut my hair while I, 19's, was sleeping, and I don't know what to do. Sorry for bad formatting, making this post on Mobile RN. Throwaway because my ex now boyfriend follows my main. Last weekend, on Mother's Day, I went over to my BF's 20's parents' house to spend the day with his extended family. I've met his parents a few times, but this time I got the chance to meet his older brothers, as well as some aunts and uncles and all of their combined kids. Everything was going pretty well at first, and everyone seemed to be getting along with me well, but I had issues with one niece. Every time she went near me, the first thing she would do is grab a huge chunk of my hair. I laughed it off at first, but it got to the point where I had to put it up so that she would stop messing with it. Her mother, BF's sister-in-law, kept getting onto her to cut it out, but her father, BF's brother, thought it was funny and didn't tell her to stop. Whatever. I used to work with young kids, and I get that it can be weird for them to see a guy with longer hair. I don't really give a shit. Eventually, the kids were led into a separate room to work on arts and crafts, while the adults were scattered around the house helping clean up after dinner. Later in the night, I made the unforgettable mistake of falling asleep on their couch. I woke up to the feeling of a grubby little hands tugging at my hair, and the terrifying snipping of craft scissors. I sit up and watch as my BF's niece holds a sizable chunk of my hair in her hand. But that's not all. All around her feet is a pile of hair cut at different lengths, all of which belonging to me. It looked like she chopped off my manbun, and then pulled and cut as close to the scalp as she could. I could hear my BF's brother laughing in the other room as I fully came to, and instinctively feel the back of my head in horror. To put things into perspective, I'm a 19-year-old guy. I have my fair share of piercings and tattoos, and don't exactly look like what an average dude looks like. I could tell from the start that my BF's brother was not cool with me dating him. I've dealt with homophobes all of my life, so I figured that I'd just tune him out. However, after his kid cut my hair, I sort of lost all of my patience. I packed my things and ran out of the house before they could see me break down into sobs. The next couple of days were a blur of text messages, half-assed apologies, and offers to pay for me to get my hair cut. The damage was done. I had to buzz my hair off. It turns out that my BF's brother thought it would be funny to tell his 4-year-old to cut my hair off while I was sleeping. My boyfriend keeps texting me and apologizing, but I told him that I can't be with someone whose family treats me like a joke. I'm not blaming his niece, she's just a kid. But I've already had to deal with my own shitty family, I don't need any more. I don't know if I should talk to him about it, or just end things. It's been about a week now, and I'm still stumped. I'm sorry that happened to you. What a shithead family. I don't know what you can really do to talk to him about it. What will that change? From the sound of it, unless you left that part out, he didn't stand up for you the entire time his brother was giving silent permission for his daughter to harass you. What is he offering to do now to make amends? What is going to tell his brother, or do about his family? If nothing is going to change, I can't imagine dating a guy who sits back and passively watches his family bully his boyfriend. He should have been the first line of defense against his family when they started subtly bullying you. I know your hair will grow back, but that's such a huge violation and done in a way to humiliate and shame you. Your BF's brother is a shitty human, especially to use his own daughter to assault you. He's clearly got some deep-seated issues, and I don't blame you at all for not wanting anything to do with him, which means splitting with your BF. It's good that you recognize that you need that boundary. The brother would always be in your life if you continue dating your boyfriend, and you don't deserve to have to put up with someone so toxic. Take care X. Me now in my 40s would have called the police. That's assault. The dad was encouraging it and gave the kid access to scissors. He is responsible here. That said, in my 20s I would have punched the kid and the dad. Oof. Personally, I would break up with him. That family has terrible boundaries and I wouldn't want to join it. Unless their reaction was to totally rip his brother a new one, it's no wonder bad behavior goes unchecked. I think you should break up with him. You said it yourself, his family doesn't respect you. Oh, I'm so sorry this happened to you. This is just awful. Honestly, if all your boyfriend is doing is texting, and not with you, that is enough insight into how your relationship would look long term. What his brother did was unforgivable and just screams intolerance. Either give your boyfriend the chance to really make it right with you or cut your losses. But don't let him and his family get over this with a half-assed apology. My wife, 26, lied to me, 28, without shame. I had a huge fight with my wife and it seems like it can be a deal breaker for me. We've been married for 2 years now, and every now and then there've been some small lies that everyone can look past it. And I trusted my wife until now. So, my wife is going something like, middle-age crisis, where she acts and do things like she is a teenager, mostly because of her new coworker, she only 18, and seems like a bad influence. But I didn't say anything. I received an email from bank that there is a big debt on one of the credit cards, with my wife's name on it. The next day I asked her if she is having financial problems and does she need help, want to tell me. She lied to me in face, but I already known. Later in the day I found out all the debt comes from clothing and that her account is blocked, so I asked her one again and she sweared on our child's life that she does not have any debt. Then 20 million later she got text from the said coworker, 18-year-old girl. My wife left phone in room. That I saw. She asked my wife if her card is unblocked and did she manage to pay since they got paycheck that day. This was the point when I said to my wife I know all. And shown her email plus the text she got and asked how can she lie to my face without shame. She started to be aggressive and shout that it's her money. She is right. But I also explained that when she is blocked that all the bills, food and household item is on me. And that also I would understand but that her lie in my face when I asked her directly, calm, is disgusting and even she swear to our child's life is bigger issue to me. And that she told that young girl but not me, her husband. In my mind the way she lied was to good, like no guilt or second thought. If she lied about this so easy, I can't imagine what else I don't know. We don't talk, and she does not even try to make things right. Like she does not care telling me I overreact. I am on the edge to calm my lawyer. Update. My wife put up a stubborn and proud stand and not wanted to admit her wrong. Even Gabe didn't talk to me at all and I didn't want to make a first move. I chased her every time I can't anymore. Since my trust is broken and she does not want to do anything about it after so long of dealing with her many BS. I am done and I called my lawyer today. We set up a meeting and we'll discuss things tomorrow. And I changed all of mine bank details just in case. Don't wait. Call the lawyer today. This only gets worse. Edit. Smart move on changing your bank details. I am sorry you are experiencing this. Your best option is unfortunately to file for a divorce. You have done everything in your power to save it. She doesn't care, that's the sad reality. Also make sure to tell your lawyer about the kids. I would be very concerned if she has full custody. You definitely seem to know what you're doing compared to her. Wish you the best. Smile. The debt, presumably massive, comes from clothing, but you didn't notice any new clothes in your home. That is weird. Did she actually spend her money on her coworker, which seems more in the loop than you are? What else is going on? Does she spend a lot of unaccountable time away from home? Also, there is no middle-age crisis at 26. That is just obsessive spending, with or without a reason. If she does not admit any guilt, but is lying through her teeth instead, then you have a massive problem. Stubbornness isn't cover for shame here. It is just refusal to admit guilt, which won't change by itself. There's more going on than you know. She's lying and gaslighting. Stop making excuses because it sounds like she wants to be single, so let her and get the lawyer. You'll be better off because the next trust issue will be her cheating. You gotta wonder what she and her 18-year-old friend are spending money on. It sounds like she's giving the 18-year-old access to her card for some reason. A midlife crisis at 26. That's not a midlife crisis, that's her just being shitty. My FWB refused a condom last minute, but I feel a little disrespected. First post. So sorry about any formatting errors. My 18 female, FWB, 19 male, refused a condom at the last second when we hung out last time. Not to be explicit, but we had made out and I was on top of him, waiting for him to put it on. While I was kissing him, he pulled away and quickly said, "No condom," and then slipped it in. I didn't argue or even fight at all. I'm not sure I'd go so far to say that I'm angry or even upset, as I did find it more pleasant without the condom. However, the night before we had discussed sexual boundaries and I had told him that it would not happen if he didn't wear one, and he assured me that it wouldn't be a problem. In the past, I've had 2 confirmed miscarriages, and I don't want to relive that pain, so I'm especially careful. I took a pregnancy test about a month later and it's negative, and I got tested, just to ensure myself, for an STI, STDs. I just don't feel like I know how to go about my feelings surrounding this. Obviously, I won't be hanging out with him again since he couldn't respect my boundaries, but I'm just not how to feel at ease with myself again. I guess I'm asking if I'm being irrational here because I did enjoy it, I just feel slightly disrespected? I'd say that every guy is fully aware of whether or not they're gonna bother with one. If it was previously discussed, then he's just flat out disrespecting your arrangement, and if he uses a caught up in the moment excuse, it's bullshit. He didn't wait for you to say yes or no to it. That shit is not okay at all. Huge violation of trust. Especially since he knew that you'd say no to it. He violated you on purpose. You're not being irrational. What he did was disgusting. He clearly doesn't care or have any respect for you at all. He's disgusting. So that's called stealthing, and it's a form of sexual assault. He knew your boundaries and purposefully violated them. He's testing you. If you put up with this, he'll continue to disrespect boundaries. Don't have sex with him anymore. He doesn't get to tell you, no condom. It's your body and your sexual health at stake. I guess I'm asking if I'm being irrational here because I did enjoy it. I just feel slightly disrespected. It's not about whether you enjoyed it. Why shouldn't you? He most definitely disrespected you, and I'm glad you've given him the flick. But I'm just not how to feel at ease with myself again. By being very clear about your boundaries with future partners and making good decisions. You've had 2 miscarriages in your short life. Perhaps you need to re-evaluate your decision-making process. That's 100% assault. Stay the hell away from him. I found a video of my boyfriend cheating from 5 years ago. What should I do? So I was going through my USBs that I had for work and found a bunch of videos of my boyfriend. Shows his tattoos in the video, no face. And another girl having sex. He took naked pictures of her. I never personal met this girl, but seen her profile on a Facebook that I suspected was my BF's secret FB. These videos and pictures were taken from 3 separate occasions because it's different dates in the properties. Shows this was from 5 years ago, a month before we got engaged, and showed that it happened again while I was pregnant. I haven't said anything. We have had 3 kids together since my first, and I'm unsure what to do. I seen another USB had a photoshoot of another girl naked at his work while we were living in another town. I was pregnant. And these pictures were taken a day before my due date, 3 years ago. I'm not sure how to confront him with this. I had a feeling he was cheating but using another Facebook to flirt, etc. He has a temper and always threatens me to take away my kids if I ever broke up with him. We are not married but have been together for many years before even having kids together. Lawyer before anything else. He has already threatened to take your kids, so you need to be very prepared when you break up with him. Use this time to get any money and assets you have together. Maybe open your own bank account if you don't already have one. Start the process of entangling your life from his so that when you do tell him you are leaving, you are already several steps ahead. And of course, no question you should leave him. Absolutely no other good answer. Get a lawyer ASAP. Show them the videos. Have everything in writing. Get your ducks in a row before you leave. Lawyer for sure. Girl, leave that man. If he already did it many times, he'll do it again. You should keep those USBs as proof for the court so you might be able to even keep your kids. You should straight up confront him and tell him all about it. Your kids do not deserve to be raised in a home with an unfaithful father. Affairs are like mice. If you see one, there are 10 more you didn't see. Set him on fire. He has a temper and always threatens me to take away my kids if I ever broke up with him. If you are looking for a reason to leave, you had 1 and now you have at least 2. Lawyer up. He isn't taking your kids anywhere.